Hi, today I will introduce the next PLUS highway. So before we dive in, I want to emphasize that I am not a financial advisor. This is for informational and educational purpose only. Any investment decision should be based on your research and in consultation with a qualified financial advisor. So today I will introduce a company that holds 80% of West Coast Expressways and the remaining 20% is held by IJM. And IJM also held 26.63% of WCE stakes. So it is a 233-kilometer expressway with 21 interchange which provide convenience to users to plan and travel more effectively. So this company is WCE. So the expressway is from Banting all the way to Taiping. So it's a alternative to the Plus Highway. So if you want to use Plus Highway to Penang, you must use the traditional highway. That is Plus Highway. So the government introduced a new expressways for the citizens. So it's from the Banting and then all the way to the Telok Intan and then all the way to Taiping. So we can notice that actually not all the route is expressway. Some of the route is a federal expressway. So it's not a completely highway, but it's a expressway. Imagine you are a lorry driver. What will you choose for the two alternative? First one is from the Port Klang. You want to go to Penang. You use the traditional way for the Plus Highway. You need to go through the mountains and here for the go through the mountain to go to Penang. And then this will increase the maintenance cost and then the petrol fee. But now you have an alternative. The route is flat and you can all the way go to the Penang. And the distance is also smaller. So the WCE also will connect to different existing highway, the North-South Expressway, the South Klang Valley Expressways, the New Klang Valley Expressway, the new North Klang Strait Bypass, the Kuala Lumpur Kuala Selangor Expressway, and the Shah Alam Expressway. So this will give the traffic to the WCE. So now we'll look at the earning projections. Let's say what will the company earn. So I get the traffic volume from the Plus Highway before it delisted. So you can see there's 416 millions traffic volume for the all years in 2010s. And now you can imagine there's a lot more car in Malaysia for 2025. So if we just take 1/5 of the total volumes, there's 83 millions, and then we assume that there's a 2.5 per car paying to the toll. So there's a 200 millions. But I think this is not quite nice yet. So we will look at the table. So imagine there's a 1 over 5, 1 over 4, 1 over 3, 1 over 2, 1 of the traffic volume of Plus Highway. And then if there's a 2 ringgit, 2.5, 3 ringgit, 3.5, 4 ringgit, and 4.5, the revenue of the company will be as shown in the table. So you can see there's a less revenue if only 1 over 5 and 2 ringgit, and then all the way with the 4.5 ringgit and all the traffic volume of Plus Highway. But I think this all the red one is more suitable to the WCE, as the expressways is not fully highway, and then I think the volume will be lower. But I think because they charge higher for the lorry and the heavy trucks, so they can have a high revenue per car. If 4.5 ringgit, that's a 300 million something. And then for the 1 over 4 traffic volume, there's a 468 millions of the revenue. And then I think this is quite optimal if the traffic volume is 1 over thirds. And of course, the revenue per car, if go higher, the revenue of WCE will get higher also. So we can see the main shareholder of the WCE is IJM and then MWE. So MWE also delisted already. So I think IJM is a big company and then it will continually support the WCE. So we can see the project update for the Selangor parts. So you can see there's a section 1, section 2, and then the section 3 and section 4 is not open yet. And the main disaster is section 7. It's only 80%, but it's also longer with 29.5 kilometer. If all the section can be open, then the revenue of the WCE will get higher. And then for the section 4, the 99% I think is already completed, but need to wait for the section 3 to complete it first so they can open together. So if section 3 and section 4 open first, then from section 1 to section 6 can be all the way for the root user. I think it's quite good. And then we just need to wait for the section 7. And the company say they are going to complete it in 2026. But I don't know whether they will delay or not. So for the para sections, they all completed already. So the root user can all the way from section 8 to section 11. So I think this is very good for the citizen in those areas as they can use the expressway to go to travel or visit their family more easier. So the main reason for the delay is the land acquisition of the Selangor at the Selangor. So because the land is divided into many small plots with different price expectations. So another contributing factor is the administrative handle in processing like land title and unforeseen geotechnical challenge. So we can see the revenue of the WCE. I think the revenue is quite low and then it mainly consists of the construction part. I think we need to wait for all the section to be open so we can really see the power of revenue of the highway. So, but we need to see the financial cost. So you can see there's a 200 million financial cost, but if only like the first projection, earning projections, the revenue is not fully cover the financial cost. So we look at the toll collection for the WCE. For the newest quarter report, they only have 36 million of the revenue. I think this is quite low and then it need to be increased further. But I think the revenue should be 100 million somethings to be fully cover the cost of financial and the administrative costs. So I think the revenue is like the J curve. So at the beginning, the company need to develop so the cash flow is keep outflowing and then at the bottom it's like all the section is completed and started to earn some revenue and then they complete and then they keep repay their borrowing and then keep earning and then they pay all their borrowing and then they start to grow more faster. I think WCE is like a heavily leveraged REITs. They need to repayment of debt in the early state and earn more in the future. So we know that REIT is only can have a gearing ratio of 50%. But if you have a higher risk tolerance, WCE is a 400% and they need to pay the borrowing in the future to earn more in the future. So this is the section open for the WCE. So we can see in 2019, the section can be opened, but the section newest open is 2024 because of the COVID and then the delay of the constructions. And then for the section 11, actually this is July. So you can see there's 2024 all the way to 2025. So the risk of WCE. So the risk is the delay of opening of section 7. As they delay longer, they need to pay for the debt first. And then they didn't receive any income yet. but we can show that WCE Section 7 will be open in the future. And then for the risk is that we cannot assure that all the people will change from the PLUS highway to the WCE highway, because the WCE is not as fully highway. So we can see that the future, the gearing ratio is 400% or 4 times. So the compound interest of the borrowing cost also will accumulate. And then in the real estate, it's very hard to earn money. But as long as you repay the debt, you will keep decrease the gearing ratio, and then the profit will compound continuously. And I think the fourth risk is the conversion of warrant. The conversion of warrant will dilute the future earning of WCE. But if WCE can generate more income and overcome the diluted earnings, then this challenge is not a big idea. So I have calculated the conversion of warrant will increase the number of shares 16%. So the earning per share also need to increase 16% to cancel out the conversion of warrant. And this is the end of video. Thank you for watching.